Norm, and I hope you all are feeling well wherever you are in the world. Um, I started this one 5 minutes before midnight. I just got to make sure that I do honor. I almost canceled today. I almost said, you know what, let me send a little community message and say, hey, I'm not going to be able to go live, but I went on and did it anyway because I was laying in the bed and I was watching TV, watching movies with the wife and the family, and then I was like, let me go ahead and get up and do something. So why are you looking at me like that, Nori? Uh-oh. Only thing about it is that trying to share entire screen. There it is. All right. Cool, cool. Just trying to make sure I got a few things set up here. All right. So today's, and let me put this little hide for that stream part. Today's live stream is really going to focus on a few new plugins that I got and just kind of working with them. Now, keep in mind, this is new plugins that I got, so I'm still learning them myself. So, if you've used them before and you notice that I'm not using them right, that's perfectly fine. So, right before Waves had its situation basically with it doing the subscriptions that popped up out of nowhere and everybody was on a tangent and pretty mad about that, I had went and purchased I think two plugins from Waves. Okay, so I'm going to show that to you in a moment. Um, and then when I purchased it, it was like literally like a week later or a few days later, it was decided that all of the perpetual licenses would go away. No one could buy Waves anymore. And you heard many stories about it. Many people were mad and angry about it. And I remember using Waves all the way back when I was younger, first doing stuff in Cakewalk, Pro Audio then. And so, but I didn't feel any way about it, really, to be honest, because I have gotten so used to using the stock plugins in Cakewalk that I don't think any other plugins would have caused like me to feel, any certain way. Um, Now, when it comes to virtual instruments like Splice or samples, rather, not when it comes to samples and virtual instruments and stuff like that, that's where I may have gotten like a little, you know, teed off about if something had happened, like, and they said, all right, you know what, Splice is not doing licenses anymore, and now you just have to, if you had to pay per sample, like, $2 per sample or something like that, that would be crazy. Hopefully that doesn't happen. But anyway, I'm rambling right now. And so yeah, so these Wave plugins I bought, I kind of like them, but I haven't really used them enough. And sometimes I feel like I'm running out of stuff to use them on. But I mean, I can use it on some of my old stuff that I have on here. So I'm gonna go through. You're gonna listen to some old projects that I've done that might have been featured on other videos. And you're also gonna listen to some songs that I need to like retweak or put together because I recorded them originally in Sonar, and now I am actually going to redo them here. Are they MIDI data is there, but I'm just really kind of transitioning, or not transitioning, but converting it to the plugins that I have today with more virtual instruments and stuff like that. If that makes sense, it's kind of hard to explain, but you'll see what I'm talking about when we get into it. Trying to think of anything I need to say before we go into this thing. I feel like that's it. All right. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go to a new project. All right, and I want to go to an empty project. Now, first I'm going to show you the plugins because I got to make sure I remember which ones I'm doing first. I was just trying to activate a few plugins that I had on here that I had downloaded too as well, but I didn't get a chance to activate them. So the first one we're going to talk about is Um, waves. Where is waves? So there should be. Hmm. You think it would be a? Okay, so I have the Studio Rack, which I downloaded. So we're gonna talk about that. Um, I have. Okay, good. I want to make sure that you all can see what I'm doing, even though I got the screen split right now. Where is distortion, delay, channel strip? Okay, I have the Magma, and then I have the SSL EV2. So I bought both of those, and then I also have, not by Waves, but I thought I had. Well, no, I was by Waves. I actually have a piano on here somewhere. What is it called again? Oh, that's the instruments. Okay. So in instruments there Waves is. Then I have the Grand Rhapsody piano stereo. All right. It took me a little while to really get this like loaded, registered on. I feel like I recorded in the video for it, but I never did edit the video. I have to go back and look at my videos, see if I have it. But this is, it's a pretty cool piano. I'm gonna like probably use it on something. But we'll find out. I also do have some Isotope plugins that I downloaded. They have some free plugins that you can download. The vinyl, so you can get that vinyl sound, Ozone Imager, and the vocal doubler. So I haven't used any of those yet on here. So I'm definitely gonna go through and use them. And other than that, I'm probably gonna download a few more plugins on this live stream. Okay, and then I have the vocal doubler. The vocal doubler is by Ice. Yeah, okay, I said that already. All right, okay, enough of that. Let me go ahead and get going. All right. All right, and hopefully y'all can't hear this background. My daughter's got her TV up, but whew, all right, no copyrights, okay. All right, so I want to start off by I'm going to create an instrument track, and I want to use the SI electric piano. Now I've got my controller plugged up. Make sure that it's on. Hey Joseph, how's it going? I'm just getting some things set up here. Yeah, I remember you, man. I just messaged you earlier today. I did reply to you. I replied to one of your comments, but I don't think I replied. Well, I replied originally to both of them, but I re-replied to I think the last one you sent. I believe I might not have, but if I didn't, I apologize for that. it's, it's been one of those busy, lazy days. I was gone pretty much all since this morning. I went to work and came from work, took my kids to the park, came home, you know, trying to spend some time with the family as much as possible. All right, I want to make sure that this MIDI device is set up. Use my guitar on the software, and I need a bunch of VST plugins, free ones. Okay. Well, Cakewalk does come with VST plugins, and that's what we was actually just talking about. And then there are some free ones that you definitely can download. So, yeah. And you were talking about your controller earlier too as well. So that's actually what I'm doing now is I'm making sure I have an Impact LX 25 key keyboard controller by Nectar, and turned it on, and I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure that the inputs are set for that. So like when you see this in Cakewalk, this is one of the things I was talking about, making sure that you have that set up. I'll click my studio out for a second. All right, so go here and make sure Impact LX25 is set. I'm gonna set the MIDI in to that. Oh, the Vienna instruments, you definitely gotta check that out too as well. That's free. Yeah, I know you said you got the Akai MPK. Yep. Yep. So once I press apply, then I should be able to use those. Let's see. Maybe. Okay. Make sure I got it again. I'll start me line. back to. Okay. Let's see, it's plugged up right. All right, let's see what's going on here. Okay, for some reason this is not working at all. Yeah, I'll send you some links to some the ones that are free. When I drag from SI drums to my track, the drums don't make a sound. Can I fix it? Hey, Barty, how's it going? So you drag SI drums to my track, the drums don't make a sound. Okay, so if you're trying to create a SI drum kit, basically you click in the track pane, which is what this is. You can right click and then you go to insert instrument. And then when you insert instrument, then you go down to SI drum kit. And then once you create a track, it should populate. And then you should have sounds. So I'm playing it on my controller. For some reason, the keyboard wasn't working for my controller. I don't know why, but oh, I know why. I see why. And I'll explain the reason why it wasn't working. Okay. All right. If you do that and you create your instrument track, then it should work. If you're trying to create an audio track and trying to drag SI drum kits to it, you say, yeah, that makes a sound, but when I drag the samples in, they don't make sounds. Okay, so if you're dealing with samples, you don't want to put them into SI drum kit. SI drum kit is only for MIDI. So what samples are you using, first off? Where are you getting your samples from? Are you talking about the samples that come in Cakewalk? Or are you talking about like MIDI clips or not MIDI clips, but MIDI grooves or like for instance, there on this section over here in my media area, I can find a MIDI library where I can put little drum grooves. It's the samples from SI. Oh, so like these samples, like when you play here, is that what you mean? These samples here. So if I drop it, it's a MIDI. Basically, it's still MIDI, but yeah, it's like a MIDI groove. So is that what you're trying to do? Like what I just did? Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if it's not working correct, I would say maybe try deleting that track and then create a new track. See if it works. You don't have no sound. Can you do? Can you record without doing the sample, without drag and dropping? Can you just record something? Period. Like when I click on it, it works, but when I drag it, it doesn't work. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I mean, it could be a glitch in particular version. Which version of Cakewalk are you running? Which have you had the latest upgrade? Because I'm at version 2022.11. Are you at the most recent upgrade? I mean, not upgrade, but the most recent update. I don't know why I keep saying upgrade. Are you at the most recent update? You said it did work? Okay. Well, good. Well, at least it worked. Like, sometimes things may not work. Like, for instance, I just tried to set up my MIDI, and the reason why it wasn't working for track 2, which is the keyboards I was really trying to play, is because the input. Look at this input right here. I know you can't really see it. It's very tiny. I really wish I can zoom in on this for real. Let me see something. Maybe I can. If I do this, will it allow me to do that? Yeah. So you all can look at this, right? you can see this, right? I hope you can. So if I zoom in, okay, so this is just something that I can kind of show. Can I name this song? I guess. Are you creating a new project, or are you asking me, can you name the song I'm getting ready to work on, or are you asking how to name your song? Basically, you just do file, save as, and then that will name it there. But anyway, this I don't mean to say it like that. My brain is like split between two different things, and then I hearing a TV in the background too as well. So excuse me if I'm like a little bit off. But on here, when I was trying to set up my controller, I see that on track 2 it's set to virtual controller, and that's the reason why I cannot play. Like, I can play the drums, but when I get to the keyboard track and I highlight that, I don't hear anything. So make sure that you have the input set right. I normally like to set it on MIDI Omni. All right. All right. So, and then of course on the SI electric piano, you definitely can change the sounds on this as well. All right, like classic whirly. Can I name it Navy Foxes? Yeah, you can name it Navy Foxes if you want to. Yeah, you definitely can. All right. CP Overdrive. All right. Let's see. Crunchy CP. Oh, I didn't change that one at all. Distort it. Okay. Of course, on here you can adjust the tone of everything once you choose your sound, and you can add. You can actually drag and drop little grooves from here too as well. I can turn the drive off. I can put it more up. Turn the chorus off, or I can adjust the depth of it. Okay, makes it a little bit more stereo. I can add tremolo. All right, so you can do quite a bit of this. Slow the rate down. And you'll hear it. Can change the tune of it. If I want more lo-fi. What if you add a little drums? Yeah, I am actually gonna add some drums to it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play a keyboard part, but I'm gonna add some vinyl to it. That's one of the first plugins that I really wanted to use. Of course, I can change the tune. I'm just kind of explaining to you how to use this. If you double click it, it'll go back to 440 or 0. All right. So Do let's try this. The tempo cool. All right, that's tempo is good. Let's find something good on here. Said thank for showing how to balance tracks. Yeah, I know I sent you a video that it actually. Did you need to know how to do that, or did you find out how to do it? Because I can show you how to do that real quick too as well. I feel like it's another patch down here at the bottom, but I can never get to it. Okay, you did watch mine. Okay, good. That's what I was trying to find out. Full throttle. Fine wood. Yeah, I don't like that. Okay. Did you figure that out, Joseph? Well, the good thing about this is I can always start with something, then I can always change it later on. That's one good thing about. You can also right click on each of these and change some of the sounds here. All right, let's try this. Put my count off on. Apply, okay. Okay, like it's split into two, then way too much trim when I export the wave. Way too much trim. Okay. So you feel like your track is like too hot when you export it. And then, yeah, I mean, it should export as a stereo track, but you can set it to export as mono tracks as well. Right. The guitar was drowned. Okay. By the synth. What typically, synth is very interesting on mixing because the characteristics of a synth, it frequency wise, it covers a wide spectrum and including the harmonics that are naturally within the synth sound. It is one of the true sounds that will get in the way of everything. So it's like, it just depends on like, is it the highlight of the show or the highlight of the track, or is it just like accompaniment for for the track? And you can think about like a lot of pop records or a lot of EDM records. You'll notice that like whenever they do the drop and a synth, some type of synth line comes in, normally you'll hear it on like the after the chorus has already been sang. The vocalist is really not doing anything. They might do some oohs or some ahs or something like that. And then now that's when that synth will kick in. So, but it's very hard to get those synths in control. So how many minutes when it's done? Bella the Seal, are you asking me how long is it going to take me to finish this song? I'm not really trying to work on a song. I'm just trying to record something just to record it. Okay. I have other music that I have on here already, but I'm not like really trying to focus on. I'm just trying to really explore some of these plugins. So, well, I mean, you can use it wherever you want. It's just that you have to. So, like, understand that a guitar is delicate, just like a vocal is, but all of them are in the same frequency range. So you just have to figure out. You can have like a duck happen, Like when the guitar is coming in, like I don't know if you playing like, is it like strumming? Are you strumming guitar chords? Are you like, is it a guitar solo? Is it like some rhythm guitar parts? What kind of guitar parts is it? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get to actually recording some vocals too as well. But Bella the Seal, are you working on stuff in Cakewalk yourself? Fast rhythm solo, a little different. Okay. Yeah, so a fast rhythm solo. Yeah, so that's when you probably want to. What I would try doing is if it's a solo, either if you leave the synth in there, try doing like the lo-fi technique where you take most of the characteristics of that true sound out. You can kind of duck down the highs or take the highs, take some of the mids out, and just let that guitar. You can kind of find like exactly where that guitar shines at frequency wise. You can use the Pro channel, which is here, the EQ here, because normally when you put this on, like for instance, if I was putting on this audio track, um, if I'm looking at the track, nothing's playing right now, but because I don't have anything on here yet, I might. Oh, you don't have Cakewalk, okay? Got you, okay? Yeah, well, you definitely should get Cakewalk. You know, it's free, so free software if you have PC. That is, doesn't work for Mac, but so if I'm looking at this and I notice that my guitar, like it lives, like the body of the guitar is all right within this range. Okay, say this range right here, but my synth is also between this range and this range. Well, then maybe up here I want to cut down my synth, and maybe I want to cut it down here, and then I want to let that guitar solo live on top of that, and that way it can shine. It's only for that specific part. You can kind of automate that too as well, but that's another story. Yeah, you could do a high pass filter on. Well, the high pass filter. So let me put these back where they were. So the high pass filter is basically a low cut. It's another word for low cut. So low cut means that I'm going to allow the highs to come through the mix, basically. So what I would advise doing is not a high pass filter, but I would advise doing a low pass filter for that. So that way you can cut some of the highs out. And then the only thing that'll be left is the lows and some of the mids. So you'll still hear the synth. Okay, you said, okay, the solo is actually, but the solo is actually the rhythm though. Yeah, I'm not talking about for the guitar though. I'm talking about for the synth though. Yeah, because so if the synth part is, if the synth part is overpowering, well, first of all, you can just simply just turn the synth down right there. You can automate it if you like the way the synth is through the whole song. But when the guitar solo comes in, you think the synth should come down, then you can automate, or you can just turn that down at that particular section, and then when it goes back to the rest of the song, it could come right back up to where it was. So you can do that as well. All right, let's. I forgot what I was gonna record now. Okay, cool. Okay. Put it right here. All right, cut up that last part. Okay, and you said, okay, well, thank you. Yep, I recognize how at that part section. I don't quite understand. Explain to me one more time. What do you mean by how at that part section? Um, cool. I like that. All right, I'm good with that. Let's do. How do you change the filter at that different section to low, not in the beginning? So let me record some audio real quick, then I'll show you what I'm talking about. So let's let's say, all right, I'm with this beat, and let me loop this real quick. Actually, I don't need no loop right now. So let me set this up. Input. Make sure that's set on 12. So in my mixer, I'm using an X18 mixer, so I have it plugged into channel 12, my XLR cable, just in case you're wondering, like, why you put it on 12? So my input is set to 12, and I got it enabled to record. So let's say this is my, my synth part, all right? Well, actually, I mean, I do have that synth part right here. I could have recorded the keyboard part and called that synth part. But let's say this is my guitar solo, which I'm assuming is audio. You're recording audio. Okay. All right, something like that. That's very corny and weird, but anyway, so let's say that was my guitar solo, and let's say that the piano part that I was recording was the synth. All right, so let me go record that real quick, then I can show you what I mean. All right, so let's, and this thing will be in the same key. Okay. All right. So just, and you can kind of see like my vocal guitar solo is like buried underneath this keyboard part. All right. So what I want to do is I want to add, I look at the Pro Channel EQ, even though I do love this Sonitus or Sonatus or however you want to pronounce it. I love the plugin suites for Sonitus on here. And I love everything that's in the Pro Channel too as well. But I like this graphic EQ because I can see visibly where the frequency ranges are. So if I look at track 2, all right, I'm gonna pin that up. All right, so I can just with it playing. Okay, and I can't see it on here, but I can look at the audio here. All right. Okay, so just looking at it, I can tell that. Now let's go back again, listen to it. And let's actually mute that. Let me unpin this. Oh, I didn't pin this one anyway. Let's just solo this part. And I can see the biggest part of it is all right here. All right, so, but now this part, oh, I didn't have it on. Sorry, that's the reason why you didn't see anything. I don't have the global on and off. So when you go to the Pro Channel, make sure if it's not on there, you just see the channel strip. Just click the knob at the top, and that'll show the Pro Channel. And then make sure that the global on off is on. Make sure it's lit up blue. Otherwise, everything that you're doing here will not work at all. You'll be like, man, I did everything. I added all this stuff on there, but nothing is working. So now you'll know that that's what it is. So now when I play the keyboards, let me just solo that. Uh-oh, did I do it right? Okay. I guess it still won't work because it's not me. It's not audio. But I can do that. Here's a quick trick that you can do. I can take that and freeze that track. All right. So there's a little freeze button right here, and that'll convert it to audio temporarily. And then now I should be able to look at it. Or can I? Why is this not working? Oh. Duh. Another mistake. I did not have the EQ turned on. There it is. All right, there's another blue button for the EQ. I'm sorry, Joseph. I'm causing you so many problems. But I make mistakes too as well. I'm only human. So I don't have to freeze it. But anyway, since I have it frozen now, I'll go ahead and... Okay, let me see. Please don't make a lie out of me. I should be seeing audio from this one. Okay, so it dislike is not doing anything. Let's check it out. There it is. Okay. All right. So evidently it wouldn't work while I had it frozen. So I took the freeze off. So now let me straighten it back out. Now I can see, and I wish you can move this track. That's the only thing I don't really like about this, is that you cannot move it from this spot. This is one thing the Cakewalk has to fix. That's for sure. It just stays right here. Well, I can move it down this way. There we go. That's better. That way I can see it. All right, and then let me click on that, pin it. Push the pin button if you want to keep it up there. All right, and then now, so I can tell that these keyboards are using low mids, it's using high mids, and it's using a bunch of highs, more highs than I did on this. So you can do some roll off on it. But say I don't want this roll off to carry yet. What I could do is I can set this, and I believe this has, does this one have a, trying to think if it has a automate feature on here for this. I don't know if it has automate feature on this or not. Okay. But okay, well, let's not worry about the EQ right now. Let's deal just with the volume. So volume wise, let's say right here, I don't really want it to, I want it to be the same volume, but let's say by 3, I want it to duck down some. Or maybe I want it to come in right here, and then as the solo comes in and I want it to duck down. So I can change the velocity levels of them. That's one way to do it. Or I can automate the volume. That's another way to do it. There's a bunch of ways you can go about doing it. So on the individual track, click on it, and you want to make sure that you have the read and the write enable. Okay. And then you want to, where's the option at? Is this option looking for? Okay. I think it's going to do it. Okay. Automation read enabled. Automation write enabled. I can do automation snapshot. So once I have this, now whenever I get ready to move it, say I got it at 0 decibels right now, or not 0 decibels, but I have it at 0. I'll put it like that. Whew, boy, my terminology is way off. All right, so and then as soon as I play it, all right, and then so I just wrote a curved line, or basically automated the volume in there. So now when I play it back, all right. So, and that's kind of what I'm talking about doing. And you could do the same thing with EQ too as well. So like a Sonitis EQ, like I said, I was using Pro Channel EQ kind of mainly see exactly where you need to boost or cut those frequencies at. All right. Because remember in mixing, like the main thing is that making sure and mixing, you want to make sure that nothing gets in the way of another sound frequency wise. So there's two ways you can go about doing this. One, have them come in at different times. So like if I'm playing a chord, you know, so I can have like a call and response, and that can be between the drums and bass. Now, drums and bass normally lock with each other, but when it's anything dealing with treble instruments, then you might have them fit certain spots. Like I have a song, it's called I forget what it's called. It's just a something. I don't remember what it's called, but it's something I made specifically for my tutorials, and it has like, I don't know, 14 different sounds on it, and it has some synth, and it has a bunch of things going on in it, but everything plays the whole entire time. Now, I don't really want it to play the whole entire time, but what I did is I carved out everything differently rhythmically. Okay, so if you're not going to deal with it sonically, deal with it rhythmically. So if you got the drums going, you know, and you got the bass going boom boom doom 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 doom, you know, and then the chords are just on the floor. All of those kind of mesh well with each other. But if you got strings going, you know, and then you got so a lot of these things are kind of like hidden different 16th notes or 32nd notes within the pattern, and then they have their own space rhythmically, which makes it easier for them to be heard and be mixed well together. But if you don't do it like that and everything kind of just lands, locked with each other, which is fine, then it's sonically. So sonically, that's when you want to say, hey, I noticed that there were some highs on the keyboard part. I noticed that there was a lot of low mids, like this 200 to 500 range, 200 to 500 hertz range is really heavy in the keyboard part, but I also know it was heavy in my guitar part. So what I'm going to do is maybe I'll duck this down some. Maybe I'll dip it down like right there. Maybe I'll leave, then I can actually make this more sharper if I want to change the Q on it. All right. And then maybe I want to duck it down right there. So, but here's the thing. This will be a separate EQ. Maybe you don't want that EQ to come on. You said the synth is bassy. Okay, so if the synth is bassy, then yeah, you definitely want to do. If your guitar most likely is going to be all highs, mids, some lows, but mainly anywhere between that 200 to 2K, basically anywhere within this range. So if my synth is very bassy, then that's fine. It shouldn't. I would just deal with the volume. So now if it's conflicting with the bass end of it, then yeah, you can go ahead and do that low pass filter, or high pass filter rather, like you said before. So then, you can cut down some of that bottom, and I can move it up to where it's still got the bottom end, but it's not as bassy. So, or when the guitar solo comes in, you can tweak it with doing something different, like adding some effects to it, like adding a little bit of reverb. A reverb always pushes things back further, so you can try, doing automation with the volume. If you say, hey, I like the way the volume is throughout the whole song, it's just when the guitar solo comes in, I feel like it's too loud for the guitar solo, then you can do automation like I did on here. Or you can say, hey, let me kick up the reverb on that thing, and the reverb is going to help it sit back further in the mix. So, or you can deal, like I said, it's a bunch of different ways you can go about doing it. It's one of those things, you just got to play with it. And that's the thing about mixing, is that you're never going to feel like, oh, this is perfect. This is banging. This is it. Yeah, automation, works really well. And that's the thing, you can automate the EQ too as well. So like if you wanted this high pass filter, or if you wanted a low pass filter. Okay, yeah. So, but I can actually automate this too as well. So, like for instance, if I wanted the like if I wanted to bypass EQ, or if I didn't want it to come on right away, there's automation enabled up here too as well. So, I mean, even doing this part, like, let me see, I think you can do bypass. Let me see. Okay, I want to know if I want to see if it actually is going to turn it on and off. I got a feeling it's not going to turn it on and off. Let's see. Okay, yeah, I didn't think it was going to do that. But any movement that I do on, so when I have it on, I can pull this back. Okay, and I could do it like that. So now I have that as well. Yeah. So I mean that's the way I would go about doing it. Hey Sido, how's it going? Oops, I clicked a star. I wasn't trying. Well, I mean you are a star, but I didn't click the star. I meant to click show. That's what I meant to click on. Hey, is there a way to sidechain reverb in Cakewalk? That is a good question. You must have been reading my mind early, because I was thinking about I've been thinking about a bunch of videos that I'm gonna do next week. Like I said, I'm going live every single day. I hope they're all on Cakewalk. Sometimes they may not be on Cakewalk, or maybe just be random stuff like, hey, let's follow me while I go through the grocery store. I don't know. I hope it's all Cakewalk, but sometimes it's hard to get behind the computer. And one of the things I was thinking about earlier was special effects that's used in EDM and pop music. And because I love EDM, I love pop, I love all these genres of music, I don't ever I want to get into writing more in that style, but it's like I never really get into it. And so I was thinking about some of the special effects that you would use like in those categories, in those genres, and like the stutterer effect and like vocal chops and the stop, what is it called, kind of like the record stop basically, or tape stop. That's the other thing I was thinking about. So, and then I was thinking about sidechain, because sidechain has been a question that's been asked several times to me. I don't know if it's been for sidechain reverb though. So let me see if I can do that real quick. And then you said, "Oh, pull as you record." Yeah. So as well, you're not recording when you're doing automation. Keep that in mind. You don't press record. You just press and play. And once it's enabled, then you can start making your adjustments, and then it'll write it. And then just make sure you have the play enabled. So yeah, that's a good thing about it. You don't have to press record at all. You just, now if you want to do the automation while you're recording the track originally, then you could do it that way too as well. All right. Can I put a reverb on? Okay. Let me see. First of all, let me look at the reverb, which comes with Cakewalk. Does a reverb have sidechain on it? I don't think this has sidechain on it. That's a reverb too as well. Okay. Oh, that's nice how that pops up. All right. Let's see. With no reverb. Does the Sonitis reverb allow you to do it? Okay. Because normally we do with compressions and gate. So, I want to say, Sido, that there isn't a way to do it with these particular plugins, but if you have a reverb that has sidechain capability, like I know you can do it with the compressors. Like I can do it with the Sonitis compressor. It does have side chain on it, or does it? Does it have side? Yeah, it should have side chain on it. Where is it at though? Ooh, this is how like sometimes you all I don't even be on here. Oh, is it this one or is it the multi-band compressor that does side chain? I apologize. Like some of this stuff. That's why I said I'm in here trying to learn new stuff. Some stuff I don't ever explore. I know it's a way to do it. And you gave me something else that I'm gonna have to look up. Definitely gave me something I'm gonna have to look up. So, but essentially, let's go to console. So essentially, the idea is that the reverb would be on um, the electric piano, and then I would send. No, is that right? Or I would have it on. So basically, I'm sending the signal from one instrument to another instrument, basically saying that the reverb would only kick in whenever the bass drum hits or whenever the drums hit. So, but in this case, I don't have the tracks actually separated. If I had the bass drum separated, then I can say I want the reverb to come in whenever the snare hits. So that would be the idea. But now the question is, can you do it? And I don't know. That's a good question. I feel like looking it up while I'm here. I like to do my homework ahead of time, but I do love these type of questions, and I like questions that I can't answer because that gives me a better opportunity to learn something new, right? Let's see. Can you sidechain reverb? Okay, insert repo track that. Okay. All right. Let me see. I think I figured out something. All right. Now, normally I would have been like, let me say this for another day and I'll do it another day. But since I'm here, I'm going to try to do it. And if I mess up, I mess up, right? Okay. I cleared my. Um, turn that off. Now, let's see. Add the reverb here. And it says I should be able to use a compressor. Track insert the compressors plugin. Okay, so we put a plug in on this track. Okay. All right. Hmm. Okay, let's see something. Mm. All right, let me keep looking at this. Well, anyway, while I'm thinking about this, what are you all doing? What are you all up to? Y'all must be working on projects too as well. It's so quiet in the room. All right, let me see. Cool, man. I'm glad it worked, Joseph. I'm glad something worked for you, man. I'm gonna try to get this working. What I'm working on right now. All right. Well, like the intention of what I actually originally did in the first place, I didn't even get to, but it's okay. There'll be another time for another day. Let's see. There we go. Duh. Oh, it's not an FX gate. Okay. So, right on, bro. Oops. I'm trying to click on messages and stuff, and you're welcome. You're welcome. All right. So I think if I take this send, click on the send, and send to Sinitis. Tip you when money gets up there again. Hey man, I understand that, man. Hey, you getting online and answering questions is a big enough tip. But I have learned I don't turn down any blessings. So anything that you eventually throw my way, I will gladly accept it. I'm just glad that I'm able to help. And sometimes I get a little frustrated when I can't help. And I've came across many questions that I did not know the answer to. But I'm not afraid to admit that. Or maybe it's the backwards. Maybe I should do. Still learning this. I know it's got to be a way to sidechain the reverb. Okay, so go to utilities. All right. Cakewalk plugin manager. Okay, go VST audio fix. Plugin properties. Under VST configuration. Do you see a VST configuration out here? Options, okay. Nope. Okay, that's nothing. This is reverb. Plugin properties. Enable as plugin. Configure as a synth. Okay, that's it. Okay. Yeah, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have to look more into that because it might not even work with the MIDI track. That might be one reason why I'm having a problem. It might only work with, but it should work this way though. It should work this way. I see the option to do what I need to do. Let's try the opposite direction. Oops, I just deleted the track. Did not mean to do that. I'm sorry, Joseph. I'm in my own world on here. What'd you say? If I send you YouTube video, can you adjust it and redo it? What do you mean? You do it like edit the YouTube video? Is that what you're asking? Or, um, yeah. I mean, I do video editing, yeah, but it just depends on what are you trying. What's wrong with the video that you have? Okay. Well, tinnitus equalizer frequency one. Tinnitus equalizer. Okay, so yes, within Cakewalk the beat, not video. Oh, you mean if you send me the beat for Cakewalk, could I mess with it? Is that or can I fix the mixing issues, play it, and see? Okay. Yeah, definitely, man. Send it to my email. I have a pop up here because I'm actually doing free mixing right now, trying to work on building some vocal presets to use in Cakewalk that I'm gonna eventually go start selling for some very cheap, but I'm just trying to get different sonic sounds. I'm looking for all type of genres. So, and you remind me, I gotta really promote that more because I'm trying to get. I've got one song that somebody gave me that was hip hop song, and somebody else gave me two little pieces that don't really fall into any genre. And then I'm just looking for all kind of stuff like rock music, country, blues, like everything. Cool. Yeah. So, well, I can go ahead and add this vinyl noise to it. That's what I was trying to do in the first place. That's weird. Oh, okay. It's in vinyl. Hear what it sounds like. Oh, a warp. I like that. Mechanical, electrical. Type in comment box your email, please. Okay. I hope I did that right. And I did have it pop up here on the stream. You should be able to see it too as well. Email justthenormllc@gmail.com. Okay. After the response. Okay. What should allow these to? Nah, can't. I like that warp. That's nice. That's a pretty cool plugin. I like it. I'm gonna have to keep playing with this some more. Um, One thing I hate is that noise will still be there. Sent it to you. Got my permission to scooch that file. Okay, yeah. What I'm gonna do is just save a copy of it. Did you send it as a Cakewalk project, or you send it as a Cakewalk bundle, or did you send it as just audio or wave? Which format did you send it in? The only thing about that vinyl noise, it doesn't cut off, so you'll be hearing that the whole entire time while you're working on something. Yeah, I got to get a side chain, and I want to work on like doing more EDM and more pop music. I mean, I do pop music, but I just want to really work on those, some of those cool nuances that you normally don't see people do in Cakewalk. You might see them in Ableton, or you might see them in FL, or even definitely Pro Tools, and of course Logic. But this is a powerful software, and I don't think there's anything in the software that I can't do. I just got to figure out how to do it. So, and then like I said, free plugins are a must. Oh, you know what's a really good tool to use, you all, to find out what's going on, what's free, is to go to AI and Chat GPT, or any other, well, Chat GPT mainly, chat.openai.com is great for finding, like, if you're not familiar with different plugins, like I can type in here, I can say, what are the best free virtual instrument plugins, and then it's gonna give me a whole spiel. It's gonna see it's many great virtual. Spitfire Labs is definitely really great. Spitfire Dext, Native Instruments has its thing, synth, and then Tau. So I can go to Spitfire. And so, like, if you was a person, you didn't even know nothing about none of these places or none of these companies, you can go to them and then be able to get some free stuff. I think I did that right. Spitfire, is this the right? Okay, this is Spitfire Audio. We need Spitfire Labs. Oops, if I can type. Oh, it's the same one. Okay. But this will take you to Labs free, vintage Labs free keys. What's in Labs? Newest, most popular. Download all. Joseph, you can check this stuff out. Classic Sense. That's loud. Okay. So download all. I don't think all of these are free. Okay. I'm gonna have to go through doing this myself. See what kind of drum stuff you got. Yeah, just Yeah, I'll send you some links. Once I really should just create like a whole page full of different links of free stuff that everybody can download. Oh, Joseph, if you haven't already, feel free to join my mailing list. You get a PDF filled with basically all the different Cakewalk videos. They're just more categorized, a little bit easier to find stuff versus trying to, search for on YouTube, basically. But like if you're looking for like virtual instruments, there's a part talk about virtual instruments. Or if you're looking for like how to record vocals, or how to mix vocals, or how to mix drums. So they're all like basically specified. And I add videos to that. And then on the mailing list it's just like well, I'm supposed to be sending an email out once a month, but I didn't send one in April yet. So if anybody hears this and they're like, "Man, I didn't even get an email yet," people are still kind of adding themselves to the email list, which is great. I just got to get into email. But what I'm really going to be starting to do is I'll send an email to give you an updates on things that are coming up. Like, like for instance, when I go live next week, I'm going to have like an actual like outline of what I'm doing. So you'll know what the video is about even before you get on. You'll be like, oh, today you're talking about this, blah, 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 blah. And then you'll know what that is. And then also I'm going to start putting like something that you mentioned, like, hey, here's like, 10 great synth sounds to use that are free or blah, blah, blah. And I can go about doing that and giving those resources. And I'm also going to start putting extra videos in there to link to other YouTubers, like, because I have a network full of people that are really great at tutorials, and I like to share all of them. I feel like you need as much education as you can get, especially when YouTube being free. I mean, really, tell somebody this 10 or 15 years ago that they'd be able to go in here and learn how to repair a car and how to sew and all this good stuff. This is just, gotta love it. Well, so when you send me an email, or did you send me an email already? Let me check. Make sure before I get off the phone, because, yeah. Yeah, I'm listening to it now. I don't know if you can hear it. Okay, so what did you so you want me to try to uh you want me to try to tweak it some um and send it back to you as audio, or you want me to take the video actually into my software and try to tweak it there and then send it back to you as a video? Okay, so you just want the audio. Okay. All right. It'd be nice if you gave me the actual tracks. Do you have it? Is this from Cakewalk or? Okay, yeah. Send me the project. If you're not sure how to send it, let me give you one. Let me show you exactly where that is, because I have a video that talks about that. Where is it at? Shorts. So yeah, this video. Well, this is a short video, but there's a longer video. Yeah. Okay. So okay. So that video right there will tell you how to go about balancing what saving as a Cakewalk project bundle, etc. If you want to send it to me that way I can open up everything and have all the right sounds and all the good stuff. Hopefully I have all the good sounds. If it's all audio, then it'll work great. If it's some stuff that's MIDI, I just got to make sure that I have the same instruments that you have. Otherwise, if you like, I don't know, use some instrument that I don't have, I'd be able to put it together. It's just going to be a different sound than what you had originally. Because if I don't have that sound or if I don't have access to it, I might, you know. So, but anyway, but yeah, send it to me and I'll look at it, take a look at it, and figure out what's going on with it. And if I have problems, I'll let you know that, hey, I need this, or I can't open up this, or blah blah blah. I guess blah 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 is that's the word of the day, or is that multiple words? What's the same word repeated multiple times? So blah 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 and blah blah blah. It had me thinking about Hotel Transylvania now. All right, man. As you can see, it's 1:16 a.m. in the morning where I am. I don't know where you all live, but if you're still on here, this chat was really good. Thank you for the insight, the questions, and all the good stuff. It did not quite go the way I expected it to go, but I've been learning that about these live streams is that they don't really go the way you want them to go. I mean, it went better than I thought. Last night I streamed, nobody came on at all. I was up here talking to myself like, oh, are you talking to me? And I was like, yeah, no, are you talking to me? So, but anyway, I got this beard rubbing on this microphone. I'm like, what is that noise? All right, well, anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and have a great sleep because I'm so tired, and I hope you all have a great night or a great morning wherever you are in the world. If you stream in or check this out later on, yeah, that's it, man. So thank you, Joseph. Send it to me, and I will send you some links for free plugins that you can install and stuff like that. Yeah, that's it, you all. I'm so tired. I'm just like, I forgot how to end the stream. Here we go. All right, have a great night. I love you.